Hello. So today is Monday, 8th of August 2022. It's 11:25 p.m. by my watch. Let's look at the state of the market today and what happened in the key currencies, commodities, indices that we follow and what we can expect for tomorrow. Starting with the USD INR. So the USD INR after so this was yesterday, okay, and after this I was kind of expecting that the price action is going to be bullish. So it gave a big bullish push, okay, right from the morning itself. There was a bit of a drift in the second half, but the price has sustained. So we are above this 200, the green line, okay, which is the 200, and now as long as we are above this line, we can expect the price to continue in the upward direction, okay. And if you again we go back, we saw this yesterday also. This 200 line has not been breached in any meaningful manner over here or even here. I would say this was more of a trap, okay. It was not exactly a breakout, but kind of a trap, and the price has gained the bullish momentum, right. And now with the 250 or 50 also catching up, I think we can see, definitely see some kind of bullish price action in this. Let's take a look at the USD INR on the daily time frame and see where we are. Yes, so this is where we are, okay. The price went to the red line, which is 50, and has simply retraced from there, okay. So this kind of strong price action, I think the price can quickly go towards 80.06, which is this high. All right, if not this high, then at least this high should be breached, okay. So this is a bullish tone on the USD INR. Let's take a look at the USD INR futures also. So this is the USD INR futures, okay. So this was sort of the key support resistance line. The price broke down from this, went back, so it was a trap. Second time it again broke down, never really broke down successfully, and then reversed, okay. So so in this case, the 200, the green line, okay, which has been respected from all this while, okay, is now here, okay. So now I would want to see the price action above this line. Most likely it should happen tomorrow. And then if we do get a bullish buying opportunity, that would be a good buying opportunity to buy for these kind of previous highs, okay. So these highs should then be an interesting good target zone for the USD INR above this 200, okay. So because from below this 200 was broken once, now it is hitting once again. Most likely we should see a break above upward in the upward direction tomorrow, or maybe in the next couple of days, and after that it can be a good buying opportunity. So this is one on the USD INR. Let's look at the JPY, the Japanese yen. Now the Japanese yen is doing a lot of this sideways kind of consolidation, okay. So this big candle happened on the 5th, which was Friday. Today the price action was mostly bullish, which happened to happen at this support resistance line, okay. So the price went all the way down, and we were discussing this yesterday, that the price had reached this. In fact, it did a double touch. If you look at the hourly chart, you'll see it better. So there was a bit one touch, two touch, okay. So one touch, two touch, price has started to return to the original levels. Let's look at it on the hourly. The picture is completely different here. So this is what we were discussing yesterday, okay. That first of all, we were expecting the price to open gap down on Monday because of this big overnight fall, okay. So the gap down did happen. All these bulls were trapped in this mess. The price did not exactly touch the 50, sorry, did not exactly touch this 200 green line, okay, but it did a little bit and then started to return. So now we are, so this line is a bullish. Anything above this red line, the 200, is a bullish price action for me. So now if we do see some kind of retracement and pullback, then that should be a good buying opportunity. Essentially a lower high, a lower low, okay, sorry, a higher low. So this is one low. If you see a higher low, then that should be a buying opportunity for the price to go back to these levels. Besides, this kind of an extended flag if we extend this particular trend line, then we are here. Okay, so on the 4-hour time frame, we are somewhere back in this zone. Okay, so we are trading in this zone now. So now as to how far the price can go, and it's difficult to say. On this particular time chart, there is no clear trade. Okay, over here we may see some kind of trading opportunity because this 200 is right there. Okay, so we may see some kind of trading opportunity if some price move flow happens around this 200. So this was on the 15-minute. The price was completely going up today, and it has touched this sort of red line 50. Okay, so yeah, I mean this is an interesting high for the price to catch, first of all. So we can probably look for some buying opportunities as the price hovers around this range and starts to take steam. Let's see. It totally depends on the price action. Next, let's look at the euro. So euro is, we saw this, okay, for the last so many days it has been hovering in this range, and even today, okay, it's just still trying to break out from this. The green, which is the 200, is also hovering here. Okay, so a meaningful breakout should give a good move in the upward direction. We need to, of course, be careful of any kind of traps, because if you look at all these wicks, this wick is a bull trap, this is a bull trap. Okay, these are kind of traps for the bulls. So we need to be careful of these traps and enter only when we think that the buying opportunity is actually there in front of us. If not, better to sit on the sidelines and watch. So this is here where we are. Okay, in terms of the price action on the hourly chart. So hourly chart, if you look at the green line, okay, again the price is hovering at this green line. Okay, in fact, this push, right, and even here, okay, this was going from the upper direction, but this push is also almost to this green line. Okay, so this is actually a very interesting zone for the pound, and now a breakout above this would give you a good buy. Sorry, not in the pound, the euro, and a breakout above this would give a good buying opportunity in the euro, right? So so this has to be kept in mind, okay, for tomorrow and for the next few days. So first is the price action going, yeah, till here, and then this is the next leg of price action. Okay, which is where we are. Basically we are looking at a breakout above this on the 4-hour chart, and then the price continuation there. Let's see if we see something on the daily chart as well. On the daily chart, there's nothing clear. Okay, it's still very choppy, and we don't have any clarity on where the price can go on the daily chart as such. Let's look at the British pound INR. Now pound INR is, in terms of the 4-hour time frame, it's again very choppy price action, very sideways. Okay, it's very hard to figure out any trading opportunities based on this. If we look at the futures, it's, the clarity is a lot more in futures as compared to the spot. So here we see this big sort of price channel, or rising wedge, whatever you want to call it. The price breaks from there. We sort of analyzed this price action up until yesterday. Today again the price opened here, okay, touched this low 96.0575, this particular low, okay, and then it started to get back up. Now, this is an interesting bullish sign, and especially if we look at this the price action, all of this is again happening at the green line, okay, which here, so there are 4 touches that have already happened in the last a week or so, and this again is a bullish sign, all right, and looking at the price action, I would want to keep an eye on what is happening, the kind of price action that emerges so that emerges here around this zone. Okay, we see a breakout, some kind of consolidation should be an interesting opportunity to buy back to these levels, okay, this high. Let's take a look at this on the 15-minute time frame as well. So 15-minute, we are here. Okay, and this is the same thing you can see on the 15-minute here. All right, so we are sort of consolidating in this kind of in this range on the 15-minute time frame, and this 96.6 should be an interesting number to break, and to look for some bullish opportunities. Let's take a look at the, oh yeah, now you see this green 200. Okay, it's also, although it's very choppy here, I mean, there's no clear this green line importance, but in these two time and these two particular situations, the price action has kind of respected this. So, but in sideways price action, we should not actually be looking at the moving averages. They are mainly trend indicators. So yeah, but I think this would be an interesting opportunity to keep an eye on. So definitely there are bullish opportunities in almost all currency pairs, in fact, today. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to discuss: Euro INR. Yesterday we were looking at the price action along this 50. Okay, this is where the price closed. Interestingly, we opened a gap down, so all these bulls were trapped in the morning itself, but then the price continued in the upward direction. Okay, and the price also touched this green 200. Okay, so this is, to me, this is another bullish signal that the price does not actually want to A, break these moving averages, B, go below this kind of a high, although I think this high does not make sense anymore. Yeah, let's remove this. This one still can be taken. Okay, so let's take this also off. Yeah, so this is where we are forming simple higher lows, one higher low after another, right? So we are essentially forming higher lows and continuing in the upward direction. Okay, so these higher lows are forming, a simple this thing would say we should look for some kind of bullish price action. Okay, yeah, I think we can draw this kind of a triangle here. All right, so these are the INR pairs. Let's take a look at the dollar index. The dollar index we saw yesterday, there was this ABCD. Okay, so we already completed ABC, and we are looking at this B high. Okay, this B high 106.8. If this high is broken significantly, meaning a candle closes above this B high, this particular 106.8 level, then a bullish trade can definitely be initiated for towards D, okay, which is 107.57. So 106.8 to 107.57 would be the next bullish price action leg. Okay, now that did not happen today because the price in the dollar index continuously fell from today morning itself when it opened, and now it has sort of taken, looks like it has taken some support here. Let's look at the moving averages. So we are on the 50-200 junction here, right? Yeah, so this is a bit of a, prices hovering at the 200. Okay, not exactly going below it, somewhere trading along it, right? So I think as long as the price is holding here, I would still want to be looking for bullish opportunities in the DXY. Particularly if the price goes back up and then closes, gives a good 4-hour close above this 106.8 high, then definitely a bullish thesis will be retained, because this can then be considered as a healthy retracement, giving you another higher low. Okay, so this is a higher low, this is another higher low, right? So now this can be a good another support, or supporting another point which is supporting our bullish thesis for the DXY. Let's also take a look at the DXY on the daily chart and see the price action. Yeah, so if you see this, there is absolutely nothing bearish about it. Okay, the price did a 50 retracement, and now it's essentially taking a rest and moving sideways. There's absolutely nothing wrong about it. These sort of things happen all the times. Okay, the last time you see the same thing happened, the price went to 50 and took a rest for almost 7 days before giving you a 3-4 days of good bullish move. Okay, so the same thing can happen this time also. Again, can happen. We can alternatively the alternate scenario is we'll see a sharp bearish move which will take all of these bull stops. Okay, so right now I'm absolutely sure that the bullish positions are being built in the dollar index, all right, with this low 105.04 as the stop loss. Okay, so if the bulls now, the because the weight of the evidence is definitely in the bullish direction. If these bulls have to be trapped, then the price have to give you a sharp down move. Okay, and that will happen. That will take all of these stop losses. If that also does not close below this 50 and reverses back up, then it would be an even more bullish signal. Okay, now that has not happened yet, so we will not speculate. But the point is, as of now, given this situation, the weight of the evidence is towards the bullish side, and it would absolutely make sense to go long on DXY given what the price action right now. Simple, your uh, stop loss zone would be here. Okay, again, this is not investment advice. Do your own due diligence before taking any positions mentioned in this video. All right, now let's take a look at the euro. So in the euro, we are here in this sort of a triangle. Okay, and we are hovering in this, basically in this zone below the 200 on the 4-hour chart. Okay, today was again very sideways, very choppy, and this wick that happened in the DXY is the opposite wick that happened in euro. And for the euro to fall, I think this particular thing has to happen. So we have to sort of give a break below this, give you a bit of a move, and then fall here, right? The opposite thesis in euro, which is I think slightly difficult, is this one. Okay, but this is actually difficult, right? But it's definitely not impossible, right? Considering there is also this 200 above this. Okay, so we have both of these theses. This is the scenario A scenario. This is the B scenario, the way I would look at it. Let's take a look at the pound. So the pound, okay, it sort of recovered for most of the day today, but by the end of the day, by after 6:30, the price again began to fall. Okay, so now in the pound, this I think would be an interesting make or break level, 1.2048. Okay, and below this, the price would fall in the bearish territory, and after that, once the price falls here, we should only be looking for selling the British pound. Okay, in fact, if you simply look at this, it's a simple down move that's happening on the pound, right? Let's take a look at the euro pound, euro GBP. Now, euro GBP, we were looking at this, okay, and saying that the price action is kind of forming a broadening formation, and the broadening formation gave a good breakdown today in the afternoon, but by the end of it, the price simply reversed. Okay, now usually when this happens, we can simply draw a Fibonacci here. Let me change this. Yeah, you can simply draw a Fibonacci here. Okay, and because the price has crossed the midway zone, which is 0.5 somewhere here. In fact, we are at the top, 1/3 zone. This particular broadening formation can now be said to be nullified. Okay, unless we simply go sharp back down and these bulls get trapped instantaneously by in the next 3 or 4 hours. Unless that happens, we can safely say that this broadening top kind of formation is bit of nullified, and as a result of that, we can actually see the price action. If you look at these two candles, it's essentially an engulfing candle that has happened. Okay, so we can see the price continuation in the upward direction, back towards these sort of the previous support resistance zones. But let's see, it's not something that you can trade for sure. We look at this, where do you trade? It's not a trading zone. The next one, US dollar yen. So US dollar yen, gave a good sharp recovery on Friday. Today it was very choppy, but we are forming higher lows. Okay, so let's see. There's nothing here. You cannot do anything. Euro yen, same thing. Okay, it sharply dropped. now trying to recover, essentially a V kind of a recovery. Now, V recoveries are something that you don't do anything about. You just simply wait and watch and look for some meaningful zones where you can enter. Okay, for example, if I see a fall till this 50 and then some kind of a retracement away from this 50, then that can be a bullish opportunity. Okay, until then, there's nothing. Just wait and watch. Pound yen, kind of the same thing. Okay, the price went this was sharp up move on Friday 5th. Today the price hit this 163.887 and then it has again fallen down. Okay, so giving more evidence to this overhead supply at this 163.87, right? And this is also the 200 level. So would be an interesting level to see. If a breakdown, if we see a breakout, then maybe some kind of bullish price action. Until then, it's just sideways choppy price action. Not much to do. Okay, so Bitcoin finally, after all these days, okay, of chopping around. So from 3rd August all the way till 8th of August, it was basically going sideways, doing nothing. Finally, today the price has broken to the upside. Okay, so now this is a healthy sign of price of the at least one side is showing their hands, right, and want to, and it's finally said, okay, let me do something about it. So this is, we are at 24,250, same, this sort of a high level is still maintained, is still being respected. So there is an overhead supply here. All these people who had bought here probably started selling here, more selling came, and the price has taken a halt. Okay, so this is where we are now. From this chart perspective, what do you do? Nothing. Even if we look at it on the hourly time frame, on hourly time frame, you got some kind of a breakout and then a retracement and then the continuation. Okay, so probably on the hourly time frame there was some kind of trade. On the 4-hour chart, there's nothing. Okay, if you see this, there's no place where you can enter or do anything in Bitcoin given this, right? And over here, on the lower time frame, I was looking at it, we saw this kind of price action, bit of a price channel, falling RSI. So it's essentially a kind of a broadening price action only, and we are seeing some kind of fall or the price taking rest for some time at these zones. Okay, so right now people have entered their bearish positions. For me, this is still a no trade zone unless the price gives a good lower high. I mean, unless we get some kind of a decent lower high. Okay, then it would make sense. Otherwise, this, all right, is you cannot go short here. Okay, and I'm not very comfortable on going long here as well. There is not much to do on the BTC chart. Looking at this, let's take a look at oil. So crude oil, we were looking at this. Okay, so this is a wedge that had formed by Friday. Okay, and today the wedge finally got completed, and now we are beginning to give some kind of a breakout. Okay, so this wedge break can take the price very sharp to the wedge previous high 91.94. So this move is definitely possible on the crude. Okay, looking at this wedge and the wedge completion. So this is I think there is going to be some bearish forces that come in crude oil, most likely tonight, maybe tomorrow. Okay, so in terms of trading opportunity, I think a trading opportunity may arise somewhere here on the hourly time frame if one is looking for it. Let's take a look at gold. So gold fell sharply on Friday. Okay, and today it has again recovered and back to these levels. Now today was a happy recovery, but in the overall scheme of things, I'm not very bullish even at this point in time. for the simple reason that the price is again hovering at 50. Okay, in fact, the same thing is happening in silver also. Silver price was hovering at 50. Today gave a sharp up move and took out all of these tops. All of these shorts got trapped today. Okay, and if we look at silver, this was happening. This was Friday. Okay, and this had happened on Friday. Today, the price only did one thing, which is a squeeze. So all of these shorts got squeezed, and all of their stop losses up until this zone have been taken. Okay, so the bulls have won this battle. Now the question is, what next? Okay, does the price actually want to go back in the upward bullish direction, or is it just a fake, you know, sort of a stop out of all of these shots? In fact, if it is a fake, and if we do see a sharp reversal overnight, uh, by tomorrow morning, we'll get to know. Okay, if this is actually a fake and the price starts to fall, it would be a wonderful opportunity to go short on silver, because it would be a very typical, you 50 bounce, sellers, all these short positions got built, sell on dips. They also got trapped, but that did not sustain. So it was essentially basically a trap move. And now, the price actually wants to show its real hands. Okay, so that would, be an essentially a green signal for a short, a bearish move in silver. So this would be another interesting trade, another interesting price action to keep an eye on. In terms of S&P 500, we were looking at, this broadening pattern. Okay, and the broadening pattern is still continuing. We are still within this range, and the price is yet to show its clear hands. Okay, I don't see anything clear breakout or anything so far, and the broadening pattern and this big overnight resistance of 4209 still is still on cards. Okay, now an interesting thing that can happen is this trend line. Okay, if the price sort of drops till here but reverses, then we'll see, higher lows. Higher lows can be a signal for buying. So, and plus the 50 is also about to catch up. So let's wait for the price to, catch up to 50. If we do see a bullish bounce from this 50, that would give us higher lows, 50 bounce. That would be an interesting opportunity to go long, at least for these highs, if not more. Okay, so there is at least a short-term trade, if not more, provided the price goes back and then reverses, something like it did here. Okay, went back, reversed, right? So this kind of a price action, if we see for the third time after these two instances, that should be an interesting buying opportunity. Looking at Nifty 50, so Nifty 50 we saw is another broadening formation. Okay, and in this broadening formation, this was the previous high. So now we are, here in this zone. Today there was a sharp up move, and the whole day Nifty simply caught a bid. Okay, and this was today. Today, from the first hour itself, we saw, a continuous rise on the Nifty 50 index. Okay, now this is a good bullish sign for the Nifty, right? We are at present we are somewhere here on some kind of on a bit of a correction on this bullish ride, but these highs now are important. So this 17,538, okay, 17,540 essentially. This should act as a support now. Okay, now that this has been broken. So if this does act as a support, I think it's a good opportunity to go long on Nifty. In fact, if I open the daily chart, the daily chart now gives you, indication that we are ready to go back up towards to, give you a sharp up move towards this 17,740, 750 range. All right. So, and this, I think it will happen if you see that the price action is actually taking support at the 17,540, the next 200 points should be sharp, right? We should see a sharp up move for the next 200 points in this. Where are, in fact, here there is nothing. There is no clear, support resistance on the SGX Nifty, but on Nifty we've already seen. Okay, we already know that there is a support resistance at play. So depending on if we see another gap up continuation in the first, hour or so, or if we see a similar kind of, bullish wick in the first hour, if any bullish signal on the first hour should be an indication to, would say that the weight of the evidence is in favor of bulls, and it should be bought. Okay, so this is the thesis for Nifty 50. So this is it for today. This is the state of the market that we want to discuss, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, bye bye. Have a good night. Thank you.